load up, goddamn.
I ain't getting nothing yet.
Sometimes it moves slow.
All right, there you go.
On me.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, before we get started, we like to give our praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Chakodash.
Double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who are well and retired to this truth. Gms Nashville brothers back at you again with another Sunday lesson all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Chakodash. June 14th, 2026, the year of apostate, sellouts, agents, time of executive trouble. And we're getting closer and closer to the end. And speaking of myself first and foremost, demons are going to intensify. So that means we have to intensify as well. We have to, fight the good fight of faith. If we can, start with that.
Okay.
I think it was Second Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
But continue to strive, continue to focus on ourselves
First.
or focus on ourselves, focus on, what we have to do while maintaining our walk. Whether that be spiritually, of course, first, as well as physically, mentally, how you conduct yourself, understanding the times that we're living in, but also prioritizing the things that need to be prioritized while we are walking down this path of life, and calling ourselves, Hebrew Israelites, calling ourselves holy and separated from these people and conducting ourselves in a manner that is pleasing to Yahweh Shemi outside. So again, Lord willing, edifying.
1 Timothy 6:12.
Start up. Start at 11.
All right. All right, 1 second.
Oh, too well.
All right, 1 Timothy 6:11. It says, "But thou, O man of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto there are also called and have professed the good profession before many witnesses."
So, like it said in that verse 11, O man of God, O man of the Most High, flee from these things. And as it says in the NLT, run from all these evils. So, we want to abstain from evils. We want to refrain ourselves from our appetites, things that we may want to do within this life, may not be beneficial to your body, beneficial to the ministry. Cutting certain things out, but at the same time finding a balance while in this truth. And like it says in the NLT, fight the good fight for the true faith, understanding that this is the true faith, the doctrine that has been professed to us, starting with our apostles, bishops, elders, the great millstone on down. Understanding that this is the true faith, and our teachers have put us in the right direction through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi outside to make it to the end. But at the same time, you're the one who's walking that walk.
Precept.
You're the one who is going, the apostles, bishops, elders, your heads cannot, hold your hand the whole way to the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that you must do as a man of God. You call yourself being separated. There's things that you have to do that another man is not going to be able to hold your hand the whole way. And that may come with a sacrifice, giving certain things up, and adding certain things to your walk. You may take this out, but then you have to add something else. Because I was, speaking to my brother, worldly brother, I was saying, hey man, sometimes you just got to cut shit out. Especially because he's coming into a man.
Yeah.
He's just graduated, and he said he don't play the game no more. I said, yeah, because you understand that there's things that have to be cut out because he's trying, make some money. I said, yeah, you start making money, something's gonna have to get cut out. And he said, I told him that what you decided to cut out was, playing the game, and that every aspect is different for each brother, but there's things that must be cut out in order for you to continue to grow within this truth, man. And it may be more than one, maybe two, maybe three things, maybe one thing. But it's all for the benefit of Yahweh Shemi outside in ministry. You got it.
This is Sirach 18 or 14. He have mercy on them that receive discipline and that diligently seek after his judgments.
So if you continue to follow after discipline, you can continue to seek after Yahweh Shemi outside, he's going to have mercy on you. So, you know, and it all starts with prayer to the Lord Yahweh Shemi outside. Prayer, you know, fasting, seeking the Lord in a true heart and sincerity and in truth. The Lord will have mercy and show you that way, because we don't want to be led by our own imaginations, by our own thought process. If we can get that Proverbs 3 and 5, and then verse I believe 6 and 7 as well, because we want to follow after the Lord's will and not our own will, as it reads in Ephesians 5 and verse 17, understanding the will of the Lord, not understanding our own will, but understanding the will of the Lord. And sometimes the will of the Lord is for you to cut certain things out. And that's what it means to fight the good fight of faith, because you're having faith in something that is better than the worldly aspect of the things. If you know, if that makes sense, you're fighting for something bigger than just this world. Your belief is something bigger than just your what you may have to do right now in the you know in this walk, whether it be you know trying to get that job that you wanted to you know cut 3 weeks of the ministry out for, or you know whatever it may be. You know everybody got their own aspect. But if we got with that, you know,
That's
right. All right, we get that Proverbs.
I got it. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, you said it 7.
Yeah.
It says, trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, Yahweh Bashmel Shai in all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
So you got to acknowledge the Lord. Like it says in the KJV, seek His will in all you do. So seek His will in all you do in the NLT, and He will show you which path to take. But when you're trying to come up some other way and do your own thing, the Lord isn't going to show you that correct path to take. He's going to show you a path, but it ain't going to be the correct path because you don't want to come His way. You want to just try to go up your own way, and that's going to lead to your destruction. And now you think that Gentiles can make it, heathen nations can make it. Now I ain't gonna say that. Go ahead with that verse 7.
Verse 7 says, be not wise in thine own eyes, fear Yahweh and depart from evil.
Yeah, be not wise in thine own eyes. You don't, and then don't be impressed with your own wisdom, because your wisdom wouldn't be what you have in your mind wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for the Lord Yahweh sending you outside. Even when you come into this truth, so guys get high and mighty, and then they're not giving the praises to the Lord, the water Yahweh sending you outside, for this knowledge that He gave unto me. Nah, this is of me. This is of me. Then guys fall out and bug out and so on and so forth. But like it says, and He shall direct thy paths. We don't want to direct our own paths. We want to where it said fear the Lord Yahweh and depart from evil. But a lot of guys, they don't want to depart from evil. They want to continue with their evilness. They want to think that they can bring the world into the truth, and that's just not how this works, man. And it would never work like that. So you about to say something?
Appreciate
No,
This is Sirach 21 and 15. You can start up to 11, but I'm just getting the point. Verse 15, if a skillful man hear a wise word, he will commend it and add unto it. But as soon as one of no understanding heareth it, it pleaseth him, and he casteth it behind his back.
You can add, bring it up.
And that's just, which matter of fact, I'll read verse 16 too. It says, verse 16, the talking of a fool is like a burden in the way, but grace shall be found in the lips of the wise. So, I mean, it's just plain because, the book of Sirach basically shows you how to maneuver.
Yeah.
And certain conversations that we have, prior, before camera, counsel, you just checking yourself in general, you got to use wisdom out here. Okay. We're not here to get rich. We're not here to be a family man. We're not here to be the best husband. No, we're here to be the best prophet and follower and believer of Yahweh Shemal Shai. So like the brother saying, something might have to get put away. or you got to revalidate, check yourself, self-examination.
Yeah.
As the scripture say, you got to check yourself in all aspects. It ain't just, oh, did I read today? I mean, yeah, check that too, but you can read all day, but you're not having your basically affairs outside of that handled. Oh, I read all day. Yeah, but now you're about to be homeless. Just because you simply didn't want to work or you simply did, simple mistake that you could have made, which nobody's perfect. But the problem is when you don't learn from your mistakes, that's the problem. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fail. You're gonna hit rock bottom at times. But you have to use wisdom and apply that to stay afloat. Because all we just got to do is just stay afloat. That applies wisdom.
As it says, I know how to be
About in the base.
balanced in the base. Yeah. Knowing find that perfect balance, because like the brothers on into beautifully, we're in hell. This is our captivity. Haggai 1:6, bag with holes. We're not here to be the wealthiest, as we was going into before camera, off camera. We're not here to just be this outstanding gentleman. Now we conduct ourselves in a gentleman, like manner, but we're not here to just be the most gentlemanly guy that you've ever met in your life. We're just here to get by, live peaceably with all men. Why is serpents harmless as doves until we get the hell out of here, man? Oh man, that was just the greatest man I've met in my life. We're not here to be like that, man. Now you conduct yourselves correctly around individuals.
Yeah.
But going above and beyond for these motherfuckers, man.
You're gonna be that cool Israelite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. He cool. Just not know the elect.
The love of the world, basically.
Yeah.
He's that outstanding guy. If you don't want to be that.
But you're not the outstanding guy amongst your own brothers in the truth.
Yeah.
That's always how it be.
Yeah.
But you cool with everybody in the world.
You're cool with everybody in the world. But when it comes to being I don't really want to hang around that brother. He like why not? But you'll hang around Edomite at your job though.
That brother always corrects me.
You'll go. Yeah.
It's always getting on me, man.
I always be those. You said you got something, Carl?
Yeah, I got two.
Okay.
Real quick. I got what he just got, but I got it in the GNT. So Sirach 21 and 15 in the GNT. It says when an educated person hears something that shows insight, it stimulates his mind and leads him on to other ideas. But when someone who is satisfied with ignorance hears it, he won't like it and will forget it as soon as he can. Listening to a foolish person talk is like traveling with a heavy load on your back, but it is a pleasure to hear what intelligent people have to say.
Yeah.
But that main point, when someone who's satisfied with ignorance hears it, he won't like it and will forget it as soon as he can. These are niggas that don't take heed to wise counsel,
Right.
And then ultimately what it is, because what was that? Let me go back here real quick to my next one, Sirach 3 and 24 in the GNT. Because these are the proud people. These are ones that they can't be told about themselves. They don't do any wrong, and that goes into what we got Proverbs 3 and 5. So Sirach 3 and 24 in the GNT, it says many people have been misled by their own opinions. Their wrong ideas have warped their judgment. Stubbornness will get you into trouble at the end. If you live dangerously, it will kill you. And that's pretty much it. Verse 24 and 24 through 26. But yeah, many people have been misled by their own vain opinion. An evil suspicion overthrowing their judgment. Right? So these niggas, you can't lean onto your own opinion. You can't lean onto your own understanding and expect to benefit from the how about Shemashah. It just doesn't work like that, bro. You gotta tap in. But that was it.
So you gotta well, pretty sure, but because it's a little different than what the lessons are going to.
You got something else?
Yeah. So like 2 Corinthians 13 and 5 says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith, prove your own selves, know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates.
You got it.
So I got that because it says examine yourself, and that's one of the things that we were mentioning in the lesson is because you know yourself better than anybody else. But if you can't be honest with yourself, like how Yahweh Shai said, you know, he came to heal the sick. If you can't acknowledge the fact that you're sick and what you need to work on, then he can't help you. That's the reality of it.
Imagine going to the hospital because you're in pain, and then you go to the doctor and he asks, "Hey, what's wrong?" Nothing. I ain't in no pain. What the fuck are you here for?
Yeah.
You came here to talk, nigga. And that's how you, because this is a business. You know, hospitals ain't here to goddamn actually help you. No, that's a business. So same what carry that over to within the ministry. This is a business. This is a business before anything else. We're rebuilding and reestablishing the house of David. This is a government being established. That takes time. That takes dedication. That takes sacrifice. So if you're gonna come here and only complain about the work, then just don't work. Don't be here.
What they say, if you don't want to work, go
Yeah, nigga, go home.
Yep.
And we say that all the time, man. You guys don't actually have to be around. The problem, you just get so angry, and then now it's everybody else's fault, especially great millstones. Bro, you don't have to teach. You know that, right? It's required of you by the Most High, but if you don't want to, you ain't got to. Just don't be queasy at the stomach when the judgment comes.
Yeah.
Because when that judgment passes forth, then nigga, you just reaping what you sowed. You ain't sow shit. Man, why? How come I can't get beamed up? Because you didn't do nothing. You didn't do anything worthy to be beamed up. Yeah, you just said fuck it. So I mean, and then, but we're the bad guys because we told you not to hide it under the napkin. Go to hell.
But that shows you that you're just depending on Yahweh Shai, because we're moving in the fashion of how Yahweh Shai told us to talk to other believers, how to conduct yourself. So if you got a big giant problem with it, that shows you got a problem with the Lord. That's literally written. That's in the book of Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get Luke 14:28?
I got you.
Just like the brother was going into, baby, you didn't count the costs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then when you get to building, like damn,
You short.
I'm short.
This nigga ain't got no wood.
You don't want to sacrifice. You don't want to get your 3 videos a week. Barely get that out of you. You know, I'm just speaking in general.
We speaking in facts. This shit's happening.
3 videos, fasting, praying, whatever it may be, and if the shoe fits word.
Yeah.
But you didn't sit down and count the costs, and now you got a lot of bugsy individuals just looking around like it's not their fault. They point fingers.
Yeah.
No
But
accountability.
Self the whole time, yeah, no accountability. So, if you can get that book,
Yeah, Luke 14.
well, can you start at 26?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Luke 14 and 26. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father, and I'm gonna get that word, but hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
Yep, and like brother, like the word the brother's gonna get, you can't just be in this state of family, family, family. Oh man, all right, I can my family got us a grill out Saturday.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna be able to make it for camp.
No, that's bullshit.
Or yeah, me and the fam gonna go see this movie Saturday. Something that we do at every weekend. That you got that new guy that comes into the faith don't understand about sacrifice yet.
Like the example the ones it said let me go bury my father
Yeah.
first. Let me go take care of my cattle or something like that.
Yeah.
Rough paraphrase. You know.
That
I think that's really going into here. I think it's the same chapter.
And somebody serving the Lord, yeah, follow him. The Lord told them to follow him, and that's when they came up with those different excuses.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
This same chapter?
Yeah.
Okay, kind of. That's what I was thinking. So that word for hate is Strong's G 3404. I'll play it. Miseo, as little as it looks like. Or Miseo.
Strong's G 3404, Maseo.
Bro, speak Greek.
Right. I'm a Christian. Nah, but right. But it says now when you go to just straight up outline biblical usage, it says to hate, pursue a hatred, detest, to be hated, detested. You gotta go to the Strong's definition. All right, and it says to detest, especially to persecute by extension, to love less.
Right. So love less. So you can just replace that word hate with love less. So you gotta any man come to me and love less, love not
Oh
less.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love not less, and love not less his father and mother, wife, children, brother and sisters, yeah, and his own life. So you gotta either that includes your own life as well, man.
Mhm.
You gotta put the Lord before your own life, before what you want to do, man. That's what it says, strive for the truth unto the death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So even when it comes to what we want to do, we put ourselves on the back burner, or you should, for Yahweh Shemi outside and this ministry and this truth. And that will, not might, but that will require sacrifices. That will require doing things that you don't want to do. There's been plenty of things that I didn't want to do that I did. And then once you get to doing it, the Lord can boost your morale. Oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Whatever it may be. Lord put the spirit on you. Okay, something happens, and then or something spiritual comes out of it, or the next day you find $50.
Mhm.
There's always Lord is always a balance for everything. You don't do something, or you do something that you don't want to do
Ooh,
for the ministry, and then 2 or 3 days later, the Lord might bless you with something for doing that certain act.
I got you real quick.
Yeah.
It's the G&T, same verse. Luke 14:26, G&T. Those who come to me cannot be my disciples unless they love me more than they love father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, and themselves as well.
Yeah.
And then because I brought that out because that this is the only version that I've seen that doesn't include hate, showing you that that's ultimately what it's talking about. Like the strong definition, it means to love less. It doesn't mean to, fuck you dad, fuck you mom. I
Right.
hope y'all die.
That's all.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's all. And then that would contradict the scriptures because it says, honor thy father, thy mother for all thy days. Your life is extended when you honor your father and your mother. That's why a lot of these young niggas be dying because they're raised by single mothers and they instantly grow up. Fuck my daddy. Well, the Lord is keeping track of that shit.
Honestly, with that, it doesn't matter what your parents did. That's still your father. Because
Yeah, you still gotta honor them.
yeah, even if they are behind bars, or even if your father did some wicked shit or nasty shit, whatever, that's still your father.
Yeah, a lot of people's parents are pieces of shit. Just be honest. Yeah, but at the same time, you still gotta have that type of respect. You gotta honor it, and that's because it's just the law.
Right.
I don't mean you gotta like them, but you gotta honor them.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, teachers said it in school. You don't have to like me, but you're gonna respect my class.
Yep.
They say it all the time.
Um.
If I may add,
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
it says, because I plugged that into Chat GPT, what does hate mean in Luke 14:26?
Mm.
So at first glance, it sounds like Yahweh Shai is commanding literal hatred, but in the biblical context, that's not what he means. So even Chat knows.
Right, but niggas don't.
But that also comes from research.
Yeah.
Not just reading it for what it says face value, but that's the importance of going into the meaning of words. Because
Mhm.
if the average individual reads it, oh, it says I hate my mama. That's
Mhm.
they gonna skip over the father part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me they hate mama. It's because it says father and mother.
Oh, so again,
Go ahead.
to add to your point, that adds to their offense in Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Because from their viewpoint, the Lord is telling them to hate their parents.
Yep.
And that's not what they were brought up to, but that's not what the Lord is telling you. He's just telling you to love them less.
Reset.
So real quick, and it says the Greek word translated hate is meseo. It can mean to hate, but it is also used in a comparative sense to love less, to place in second place, or to reject in favor of something greater. And that's
Damn.
that thing that is something greater is Yahweh Shemi outside.
There
So
you
we're
go.
rejecting our favor or our family in favor of Yahweh
Mhm.
Shemi outside. We're putting Yahweh Shemi outside as truth at the forefront of our life, or you should be.
Yeah.
And we're putting everything else second.
Yeah.
Everything else third. Everything else fourth. You know, and then making sure that everything is also balanced at the same time. You don't just slate everything unless something detrimental happens to where you have to.
Right, I offend thee.
Yeah, plug it out. But you find a balance with everything, but also maintaining that first and foremost relationship with the Albashimi outside on the front burner.
Yeah, because that's another thing. Like, we're not telling brothers to, you just gotta completely, when we say disassociate yourself with your family, remove your emotions from that. Because you might have an event to where you kick it with your people every so often, or a certain date on a time of, or every year on this time, this day or whatever. But if, say, 1 year falls on the weekend where you got camp, or you got to go out of town for, for fellowship, well, you just ain't gonna make it that year. You know, it ain't a personal vendetta against our peoples, because, like I said, brothers love their peoples. You grew up with these niggas. You know, but we're able to separate emotion, and understand and allow the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Ashah to take place.
Prioritize.
Yeah, prioritize. That's better. The water.
We understand what's more important.
Yeah, that's it.
Dad and mom and sister and wife and girl, all that shit can wait.
It's gonna be there.
And if they truly love you, then they will understand.
And too, Yahweh Shah said we're gonna receive 100-fold for forsaking those things. So, well, go ahead.
This is, once again, Sirach 23, 27 to 28. It says, "And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord." Verse 28, it is great glory to follow the Lord, and to be received of him is long life.
Great glory to follow the Lord. And what say it? In the end, you will receive what?
It says to receive of him is long life.
And to receive of him is long life.
Mm-hmm.
And we receiving of Yahweh Shem Yasai, and at the end of the day, Lord, when we be part of the elect, we're going to be receive eternal life. We're going to receive that pinnacle of life, man. The governing body of Yahweh Shem Yasai, the kingdom of heaven. So this is what it means to follow after Yahweh Shem Yasai, and that's what it means to fight the good fight of faith, letting things go and adding things to your life, man.
Mm-hmm.
You find a balance, as you continue. And I think you mentioned it at camp. I think maybe
Yesterday.
yeah.
About balance, yeah.
Yeah, balance.
Take your time.
Do something 1 year.
Yeah.
Do it different next year,
Mm-hmm.
and then that third year you find a balance with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting it, in simple terms of just a year. Could be shorter than that. Could be, a month.
Right.
Do something 1 month.
Really should be months.
Yeah.
We should start analyzing. Yeah, as the times get shorter, we should start to analyze, month by month.
Yeah.
That's why brothers are starting to, well, at least down here, but bros get up together within the, usually the beginning of the week. And we mapping out the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Really, we doing it week by week for real.
Yeah.
Cause I've been seeing that post. I'm pretty sure brothers have seen it, but it said every week is pretty much a 7-game series. You just gotta win 4.
Yeah.
So as long as we can just win 4, we straight.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself in a 4-2 deficit, you through.
It's a good way to think about that, bro.
That's actually, yeah.
And then
It's a 7-game series, bro. Just let's just get 4.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta get all 7.
And there may be weeks where you do win all 7.
Yeah. And shit, you might goddamn.
You go, that first week you win 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
Yeah, you barely made it.
But then you grew from that. You grow from that. Next week, you may get 4-3 again. You're still growing. That third week, you may get 5-2.
Yeah.
You may win 5-2. So, it's a balance of everything. And then growth comes from all these things that we go through as well, man.
Yeah, but once you get to the 3-4, 2-4,
Yeah.
1, all that shit, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Your first, like I said, map out your first, like I said, shit. Really, your first 5 days should be low key mapped out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can get that 4-1 lead.
Yeah.
But sometimes it ain't gonna happen. Sometimes it ain't gonna happen, and then as it gets more close to the end, it's getting more difficult. So it's a fight.
When you learn from
Yeah, exactly.
it, analyze it, and if you need to, seek counsel about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not here to hold your hands, but brothers are here to help.
Not at all.
You know?
Help is different than doing it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A brother can help you.
Come this way, bro.
Yeah, yeah. A brother can help you with something through the spirit, maybe like a breakdown. A brother can help you put gas in your car. A brother can help you if you're stuck. That's help. But you having to do the work, you having to read, you having to go on a fast, that's something that you have to do yourself as a man, as a believer.
Conducting yourself, you know, outside of off camera.
Yeah, your conduct.
Yeah,
You can't control another man's conduct.
yeah.
Ultimately.
Like you know, don't know how to control anger. So then next thing you know, you end up in the jail cell, you know, and you call an octopus. And then
We find out what happened. Yeah.
It's like, brother, can't doubt you for that.
We gonna get you out.
yeah.
But then that's a rebuke and potential remove, depending on what the scenario is. But
Or you get locked up on Friday. You there over
a weekend,
or weekend. You miss camp.
stressing the body out.
Yeah.
And stressing yourself.
Because when one member hurts, all members hurt.
Yeah.
As the scripture say.
Or you can't get a hold of you don't know a brother's number by heart. So then you don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
So then you stuck in jail cell and brothers don't know what happened to you.
Yeah.
And then the brothers don't know what happened to you. Shit, we don't think the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't been in touch with his brother for 3 days. Ain't had no contact.
Nothing.
You know, screen ourselves first and foremost. You know, conducting ourselves in a manner, you know, that is pleasing to the Lord. You know, staying out the way, staying out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
You said you had something.
Yeah, since we going into counting costs and so forth, this is what I
And what's the get that loop?
Yeah.
End it up probably end off there.
No, it's the same loop. It's
No.
No, you talking to me. You talking to me.
Get,
No, get yours. Get yours.
it's lengthy.
Oh, go ahead.
Huh?
All right. No, it's the God's word translation. So
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, go ahead. Finish those?
yeah,
Okay.
because this one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Luke 14 and 27. I'm back in the KJV. It says, "And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and count up the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it."
Right, like in the NLT, for who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost to see if there is enough money to finish it? And that's a rhetorical question. Nobody does that. And if you do that, you need to, you know, evaluate your mindset. You don't just go into into a job work of building a house or whatnot without calculating the cost it's going to take to build said house.
Material.
It's going to say, okay, I want to use such and such material. It's going to take such and such money. I want such and such engineers to come in to lay out, you know, the groundwork, the corners for the house, and it's going to cost such and such money. Cement, such and such. You know?
Yeah, to add to your point, because when I was doing the HVAC shit, they have it to where they have it's stamped days to where they have the HVAC people come out, the plumbers come out, the electricians come out, because you have to the house has to be passed for damn, what's the word? Pretty much is certified to be able to continue to build it. And sometimes if you don't meet that deadline, it'll push you back. You end up spending more bread or whatever. It just shows you ain't ready. Oh, go ahead.
Be built in certain levels of the house. Okay, this got to be finished before
Certain day. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This got to be laid before this, and then boom.
Because you got deadlines. If you don't meet those deadlines, they just ain't gonna let you finish the house. It just pushes you back. You end up losing money.
Yeah.
And so now we're coming to ourselves building up the house of David. Well, there's a deadline, which we don't know what the deadline is, but we got to build until that deadline. Yeah. We have to build as if the deadline's tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. So it could be tomorrow.
Yeah. So we got to build like what's that scripture speak about? Because what does it say? The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few.
Yeah.
So it already ain't, but so much of us on the Sakari, the IUIC, the ISUBK. So all we got is us so we gotta build.
We're the only one pushing that shit.
Yeah, really, yeah. We the only ones building. Everybody else trying to bring us down. Them niggas late. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, we missed the copper wise, man. But I get it on Thursday. I needed that shit Monday, bro. And I told you that last Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you procrastinate with the work of Yahweh about Shema Shai. But the only difference is this time you just gonna get X'd out.
Right.
You ain't gonna get fired, but it ain't gonna be ain't no job, nigga.
You hear that recent dream that Apostle Star posted?
Mm-mm.
A little girl had like a baby. She said God told her he's gonna destroy his people because they don't worship him anymore.
Yeah. There you go.
It was something like that. He was saying that was the whole point of me making them. They're not. They turned away from me, so I'm gonna destroy them.
There you go.
Now you gotta watch that. I heard the dream.
Nah, that shit. I'm gonna watch a little real. Lloyd, you got it, bro. And then Joe, rap on that.
Philippians 3:7 on down, really to 15. It says, "These things that I once considered valuable, I now consider worthless for Mashiach. It is far more than that. I consider everything else worthless because I am much better off knowing Mashiach, Yahushua, my Lord. It's because of him that I think of everything as worthless. I threw it all away in order to gain Mashiach."
So yeah, we threw everything, starting with, the apostles, bishops, elders, a great millstone. We threw everything away. We consider everything in this society worthless, man. It's Yahweh Shemi Ashai, and everything else comes after that. Everything that we see, because everything that we see around us is going to pass away. It's going to vanish. It's going to be destroyed. That should be, our mindset looking at America, because everybody else is looking at America and the system like it's going to go on forever.
Yeah.
But the way in our mindset is that this place is worthless, and we'd rather lose this society than lose Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Mhm.
For to hell with this place. If keeping this place means losing Yahweh Shai, to hell with that.
Didn't even look at it.
Exactly.
Looks like crap.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "And to have a relationship with him, this means that I didn't receive, yeah, this means that I didn't receive God's approval by obeying his laws. The opposite is true. I have God's approval through faith in Mashiach. This is the approval that comes from God and is based on faith-based Israelites that knows Mashiach. Faith knows the power that his coming back to life gives and what it means to share his suffering. It says, in this way, I'm becoming like him in his death with the confidence that I've come back to life from the dead."
And it's like, and even with the sufferings and the trials and the tribulations that we go through on our day-to-day walk, going through those things and then conquering those days, conquering those tribulations. It brings us closer to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. It makes us more like Yahweh. It brings us more into a king-like mindset as we go through these fiery trials. It brings forth growth. It purges off dross, purges out impurities, and brings forth gold. And that is ultimately what we are striving for. Even though we're not going to get it perfectly on this side, we will get. We're striving to be perfect so that when that day comes, we will be perfect, and we will share in the glory with Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because he went through sufferings. We're going to go through sufferings, and through our sufferings, it brings us closer to Yahweh Shai, as it says, "In your patience possess ye your souls." So we're going to be patient, and then within our patience, we are brought closer to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, each day. As long as you're conquering those demons and those tribulations. Of course, we're not going to be perfect, but we want to win more than we lose.
It says, verse 12, "It's not that I've already reached the goal or have already completed the course, but I run to win that which Mashiach Yahushua has already won for me." And of course, it says, brothers and sisters. It says, "Brothers and sisters, I can't consider myself a winner yet. This, this is what I do. I don't look back. I lengthen my stride." It says, and I run straight towards the goal to win the prize that God's heavenly call offers in Mashiach Yahushua. And then I got one more, and this will be it. It says, not whosoever, whosoever, whoever has a mature faith should think this way. If you think differently, God will show you how to think. However, we should be guided by what we have learned so far. I mean, yeah, I mean, really, it's plain. It says, whoever has a mature faith. So, a mature faith means, you grow, and many people don't grow. They stay in the same level, and they don't have this understanding. It says, whoever has a mature faith should think this way, and if you think differently, God will show you how to think, and that can be a bad thing because you can be shown how you're supposed to think be a bad situation he ended up putting you in. Because you have been warned and told, hey, you need to do this, brother, and you're not taking heed to the counsel, well, the Lord's about to show you something. So that could be bad. Now you're sitting there, oh well, I wish I would have did it this way. And well, the thing is, you didn't never listen. So now the Lord is forcing you, like, do this.
Yeah.
It says, however, we should be guided by what we have learned so far. And so from previous mistakes and different teachings, not different teachings, but like I says in Romans 15, for things that were written for time, written for our learning. So that's the things that help guide us too, because we see the examples that set before us, you know.
Yeah, as well as the apostles and elders, they go through certain situations and then they pass it on down to the younger brother. Hey, don't do it this way. We did, and that's not the way. Like when with the going on that television,
Oh,
been there, done that.
yeah.
Apostle said that's not the way. Okay, we're gonna follow that way. Yeah. We're gonna follow what the apostles say. Okay, we're not gonna go down that path. Certain situations that heads go through, then they pass it on down to the younger brother. Hey, I went through that. All right, don't do that. And sometimes Jay gotta learn for themselves.
Oh yeah.
Jay go down that same way. Man, I see why Elder told me not to go that way. I'm in the same situation he was in. Well, that's why the Elder told you not to go that way.
Yep.
Now you gonna get through it, but you gonna go through hell.
What did we learn?
Yeah, what did we learn?
Yep.
So yeah, man, fight the good fight of faith, and continue to focus on yourselves spiritually, physically, mentally, and find a balance within everything that you do. Got any other scriptures?
Close.
Yeah.
It's Matthew 4:17. From that time, Yahushua began to preach and to say,
Oh,
repent,
shit.
the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Yeah, repent. Kingdom of heaven is at hand, closer than ever, and each day, is a beautiful day to be great. Like it says in Ephesians 5, being circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Mhm.
And it's only getting more evil as we approach that faded day. So, Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, to the fold. And before we end it off, we'd like to give our praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to.
Yeah, I would by Shemi Shai by Shiro
The honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders, and great millstone. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.